Johnson Memorial Health.
Prepare for another rainy morning on the roads after the heavy rains and flooding yesterday all across central Indiana, and it's not going anywhere today.
But that's not all. I just wanted to say it that way. We do have more fog, some flood watches, and even a risk for severe weather later, and there's more.
That's right. Beautiful temperatures today. Look at that, near 60 later today, but then they plunge. The bottom falls out. We're back in the teens by tomorrow morning. Chuck's timing all of these problems for us this morning.
The sinkhole on Meridian, fog, wet pavement, not a good combination for a Thursday drive. We'll sort out Meridian Street for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Plus, hospitals across the state charging wildly different amounts for the same exact services. How a new health care law is exposing the problem and what you can do to beat the system.
This is 13 Eyewitness News, Sunrise.
Good morning. Welcome to Sunrise. It is 6:01, and folks, we have a 1-2 punch coming through Indiana today. Not only do we have dense fog like in Carmel, where Carmel Clay's on a 2-hour delay, and at Ball State, where Muncie Community Schools are on a 2-hour delay, but we've got fog everywhere this morning. This is a look at some of the visibility readings between 0 and 3/4 of a mile from Greenwood and Shelbyville, from Indianapolis over to Muncie and then north to Frankfort. It is a soupy looking day and a dense fog advisory in effect for basically our viewing area this morning until 8 o'clock. Okay, let's show you the rain. Right now, it's mixed in with fog, so some of you are getting mist. Others, substantive rain from Roucheville over to Mulberry and Lafayette. You go west, and that's coming in too from Rockville on in towards the metro. At 3 p.m., we'll get our high 62. By 6 a.m. tomorrow, 17 degrees as we see this meteoric dropping by 8 down to 13. So our temperatures are going to drop almost 50 degrees, and in between, a slight risk for severe weather. We had a lot to talk about in our full forecast. Ben and Julia in a few minutes.
Chuck, thanks you very much. Now look at this. This is a live look outside. As we know, fog and rain can be a real messy commute here this morning when you head out the door. So this is 465, Mimi, and US 421 around Michigan Road. And this is the problem. I mean, this way we see all these school delays out there.
Definitely seeing problems related to the fog this morning, but also want to get you up to speed from the Speedway Traffic Center on Meridian Street. A little better news. You heard from Matt McCutcheon earlier saying, you know, crews really have been working 24/7 to try to get northbound lanes reopened. They're hoping by this afternoon to get that stretch open north of 38th Street. Southbound one lane is open, and I do want you to use caution in this area this morning. I traveled this on my way in, and there are police sitting there, but you really don't see them because of the fog until you get right up on them. So keep that in mind if you do decide to navigate your way around that stretch of Meridian. As we take a look, let's go live to the city's west side. We are moving along this stretch of 465. We've been traveling the southwest side of town, rounding the bend from 465 westbound to northbound 465 down around Kentucky Avenue. Again, you can just see low beam kind of morning. Use caution, of course, as you get ready to travel in. And let's take it out to Matt McCutcheon. He's out on the roads this morning. Matt?
Mimi, good morning to you. Fog is a concern as well here this morning. Good news is down here along Meridian Street, not far from downtown on the north side, the fogging conditions are improving. However, it can still be a struggle to see even the stoplights right there and the street lights as well. But I want to draw your attention right here to the road. You sort of see that ponding right there, that high water standing in the roads here along Meridian Street. That's where DPW crews, the people who normally fill the potholes, are going to be focusing efforts on today. That's because the rain means, they can't fill those tire busting craters today. But this does come as we're in some new information about the overall pothole project here around Indianapolis. Get this, on Tuesday when conditions were a tick drier, they were able to fill 2,488 potholes. At last check, that brings the overall pothole crisis around Indianapolis down to just a tick under 2,500 potholes that remain. And get this, since January 1st of this year, crews have filled more than 21,000 potholes all across the city. So the good news is, as bad as it is, they are making progress, I should say. Now, crews will be out today really focusing on storm drainage ditches and inlets, making sure that all this rain that's going to continue today and for the days ahead, that water will have somewhere to go to help prevent flooding here all across the area. So, Ben and Julia, we know DPW crews have been very busy not only doing that, but filling potholes here in the days ahead.
All right, Matt, thank you. And with all that rain, download the WTHR weather app.
That's right. Yeah, Julia, it has the street-level zoom, animated radar. It is fully customizable. And guess what the best part is?
Free.
It's free in the App Store. Download it right now. You won't regret it.
All right, well, less than 24 hours after the president's State of the Union, and he is back on the defensive.
So the president is now calling out Democratic leaders in Congress over a potential new investigation into Russian meddling. Now, the president is calling out the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, saying there's no basis for a new investigation.
So at one point, the president even called the California Democrat, quote, a political hack, and called the potential investigation, quote, presidential harassment. It is worth noting a new Russia investigation has not officially started.
That's right, but Democrats say one is likely on the way, and it'll focus on the scope and scale of Russia's meddling in the 2016 presidential election. They're also expected to investigate whether any foreign leaders could have leverage over the president and his close associates.
The current Russia investigation, by the way, from Special Counsel Robert Mueller, will be front and center again today in Washington, D.C., as a Senate panel votes on the president's pick for Attorney General. Democrats say they're concerned about William Barr's nomination and what it could mean for the Russia investigation if he's approved. Barr is expected to be approved by the Senate panel today and will then head to the full Senate for confirmation.
It's 6:06, and new here this morning, an inmate's attempt at escaping a southern Indiana jail didn't go quite as planned.
Never try and escape because they never go well. So he tried crawling through the ceiling to get out, but that all came crashing down.
Oh,
Take a look at these pictures, and you can see for yourself. This is the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. They shared these pictures online. Police say the man climbed into that ceiling and almost immediately fell through.
Those tiles aren't exactly strong, can't hold human body weight. But even after he fell, he still wasn't giving up. That's when officers had to tase him to get him under control.
So he is now facing additional charges for his attempted jailbreak. Officers say he was not seriously hurt in that fall, by the way.
Also new here this morning, our Indiana hospitals, well, they could be charging you drastically different prices for the same medical procedures, and it really all depends on where you live.
So this problem is getting a lot of attention now because now hospitals are required to list the cost of all of their services online. That started in the last month. That became a new rule in January after this new part of the Affordable Care Act took effect.
So take a look here at this. According to our partners at the Pharos Tribune, a standard birth procedure at St. Vincent Hospital in Anderson costs more than $2,200. But if you head over to Riverview Health over in Noblesville, well, that price skyrockets to more than $10,000.
And look at this. A knee or hip replacement at Community Hospital in Anderson costs more than $27,000. But that same procedure costs $55,000 at Riverview.
Now, a lot of the hospital pricing lists can be confusing to navigate through. We understand that. And they list prices that are higher than what typically gets paid. So even if you find your procedure on the list, there's no guarantee that you'll end up paying that amount.
So there is a website that can help you compare hospital costs across the state, courtesy of the Indiana Hospital Association. We do have a link posted for you right now at WTHR.com. You'll find that on our homepage.
And when you're sick, typically your doctor prescribes a remedy based on test results, medical histories, and even new scientific breakthroughs. But
13 Investigates has discovered insurance companies refusing to cover those treatments even when a patient's life is on the line. Investigator Sandra Chapman shows you why thousands of patients are set up to fail and then forced to take less expensive options first.
The practice is called step therapy. It's an issue across the country. Only 20 states have laws to address it. A Westfield woman battling stage 4 metastatic cancer wants to change that. She may not look sick, but Molly Fetzer is in a fight for her life. She was diagnosed with breast cancer that had also spread to her brain. Her oncologist prescribed some of the best new therapies available. But despite doctors' orders, her insurance denied the treatments, saying Molly had not undergone potentially less effective therapies first.
It's not right. And when you're paying your insurance premiums, you expect to get the treatment that you need.
In Indiana, apparently you can force people to undergo step therapy and make it fail before you will give them the most current FDA-approved drug.
Imagine having to fight your illness and for treatments that could prolong your life. That's what Molly and many others face. Tonight at 6, 13 Investigates shows you what to look for and why there's a call for lawmakers to take action.
Google's popular GPS app is getting some heat from police across the country. Still ahead, how some people are using Waze to get away with drunk driving and what police are doing to try to put a stop to it. Plus,
I cried. I literally cried. I said, "You saved Mama's life." And he said, "Well, I just kind of helped the fireman out."
A humble hero gets his award after jumping into action to save his mother. Up next on Sunrise Health, his 10-year-old boy got both of them to safety just seconds after a dangerous crash.
Get custom winter weather alerts with the Live Doppler 13 weather app.
Shop from more than 1,200 flooring styles in stock and save over 50% every day at Floors to Your Home. Now through Saturday, get 3 rooms of waterproof flooring for only $649. Who saves you over 50% on top quality flooring? Floors to Your Home, that too.
Shop below Market and Fishers for special purchase savings, like this contemporary sofa and love seat, only $6.99 while supplies last. We buy below, you pay below at Below Market.
Financing was always a concern.
We were a brand new couple out of college.
First bought a dog, which made us buy the house, of course.
Needed more space. Knew we were getting married, so
Correct.
we wanted something to be able to move into right away. Kind of the firsts of all of our friends. We ended up finding Forum Credit Union, and through Forum Credit Union we got pre-approved.
Really liked working with Forum.
The mobile technology is great.
The best to offer, rate-wise.
Everything went so smoothly.
Forum Credit Union made it easy.
Prevention is the key to a healthy life and lifestyle. That's why WTHR and St. Vincent are partnering for Checkup 13. Watch my health reports and I'll have a number to call where you can get help. Make your health a priority and put Checkup 13 on the calendar today.
When severe weather knocks you down, Shelter Insurance is there to help pick you up. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
It's hunting time at the 22nd Annual Indiana Deer, Turkey, and Waterfowl Expo, February 21st through the 24th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Save money and buy tickets online at IndySportsShow.com. Another Renfro production.
Some people dress retro by going to the nearest mall and buying expensive new clothes that copy a vintage look. Others shop at Goodwill and spend a lot less by simply getting the original, proving that while imitation may be the sincerest form of flattery, it's not always the most cost-effective.
Shop Kittles this weekend and take an extra 10% off already reduced clearance furniture for every room in your home. Save 40, 50, 60% or more during the February clearance sale only at Kittles.
Shop from more than 1,200 flooring styles in stock and save over 50% every day at Floors to Your Home. Now through Saturday, get 3 rooms of laminate with pad, only $349. Who saves you over 50% on top quality flooring? Floors to Your Home, that too.
All right, so we got to tell you, it's just a little misty right now. Milli Vanilli getting a little overexcited, but we will have more rain later today. But it's the fog we're dealing with. This, by the way, is that closure, partial closure on Meridian Street. They are making good progress on this. They think they're going to get it open a day earlier than expected. So we'll keep you up to date on that. And then also we do have about 60 school delays because of this fog.
And you can blame it on the rain or mist, fog. Whatever. Your kids are excited because Carmel Clay is on a 2-hour delay.
Again.
Right? Well, this is a great story. A little boy up in South Bend, he's getting a hero's welcome after saving his mom's life.
Yeah, he's being recognized, in fact, by firefighters in his community for his fast thinking that got both of them to safety. Yeah. So apparently this started when Noah Adams was in the car with his mom. She crashed into a mailbox after having a medical episode, so he immediately sprung into action.
That's right. He stayed calm. He called 911 to explain what happened to his mom. Then he called his dad and the school his 2 sisters attend to arrange transportation for all of them. How about that? Yeah, he had it all covered.
Yeah, so the Clay Fire Station invited him for a very special award ceremony, giving him the first ever Citizen Commendation Award. He also got a special T-shirt that only firefighters get to wear.
That's right, and he deserves it. He looks great in it, too. Noah says he was just happy to help, and his mom says she's never been more proud.
It was very humbling, and it was nice because it's nice to know that people care about me.
I'm very proud. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes when I think about it. I'm just grateful that he was in the car.
Noah says he's considering becoming a firefighter when he gets older, and the Clay Township Fire Station in South Bend says they'd be more than happy to have him. He could start right now.
No
I
Way
think.
to go, Noah.
It's great, all the equipment.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
good for him.
That is great. I mean, I think it's funny that he made all of those arrangements even for his sisters for transportation.
I know.
Like, who would think
All
of
his
that
dad,
at 10 years
yeah,
old?
Good boy.
Yeah. Okay, well, fog, the story of the morning. So we're playing fun music about the rain.
And it's pouring just to the west of us.
Well,
as,
great.
As we've
Well,
mentioned.
perfect
Oh,
then.
good. I know. I know.
There's a lot going on.
Yes, there
is.
is.
A lot going on.
There is.
We are now up to 60 school delays. I wouldn't be surprised to see that in the next maybe 15 minutes jump a little bit more. And those of you that are getting this heavy rain to the west and south, hang in there. It's going to rain all day, pretty much. And you can see in this wide view of things, the areas of yellow and red, that's where we're seeing not just the heavy rain, so near Bloomington and moving into Park County, but this heavy rain is going to be with us once it starts at your house all day. We say good morning to those of you just north of Frankfort, where there's heavy rain now near Lafayette. That's stretching down towards Lebanon. And how about this? This is 465 and 70 on the east side, where this dense fog is just plaguing us. In fact, Ben was talking about that's the story of the day, and it is right now. There's no question. In fact, we have this dense fog advisory until 8 o'clock in the morning, but we have the combination of fog and these rain and thunderstorms that we're having in the west and southern part of the state, and this makes for really a tough day. We also have a flood watch that's in effect because the ground is totally saturated. Some of you today will see 1 to 3 inches of rain today, and this flood watch is in effect until Friday morning. Okay. Are we going to break a record today? Well, we probably won't on the high. That's 66 in 1925, but we could easily tie or break the record for rain that was established 20 years ago today when we had 1.53 inches. So here's what we're looking at. We're going to hang in the 50s most of the morning, which is unseasonably warm. In fact, at 11 a.m., we'll be up to 57. That is 20 degrees warmer than average. And as we go into the evening then, by 3 p.m., 62, and then the temperatures really drop, so much so that we're talking about the teens tomorrow morning. This is really important, folks. This is a slight risk of severe weather for Lafayette, Kokomo on south. I think the biggest threats are A, flooding, possibly lightning with heavy downpours, and could isolated tornadoes happen? Yes, I would put that really low on the scale, but look at this potential rain. Now remember, our ground basically can't hold anymore, and here's what we're looking at. 1.5 inches in Indy. About 3 inches is possible in Greensburg a little bit later on today. These are all metro projected amounts of rain. 2 inches Greenfield, 2.5 near Shelbyville today. That is so much. And take a look at what's going to happen at 7:30. A reminder, Kelly and I will be on live during the Today Show with these cut-ins to show you radar. And we're expecting these downpours to continue. I mean, very easily, some of you this morning could get a 1/2 inch in an hour, maybe even more than that. Here we go now at 9:30, and here's the line of heavy rain. Radar, or our future track, does indicate there could be even some hail at that point. As this moves through at lunchtime, downpours of rain. Now, when this moves out, and you'll notice here, evening rush hour still raining about 7 o'clock, then the temperatures start to drop, and we have this significant cold air that's moving in from the Arctic Circle tomorrow. 62 today, 13 tonight, with wind chills near 0. 22 Friday, Saturday, 32. Little snow and wintry mix, Julia and Ben, on Sunday.
A 40-degree drop between today and tomorrow. Can you believe that?
Yes,
all right,
I
Chuck.
can.
Thanks, I guess.
February in Indiana for sure.
I know.
Mimi is in the traffic center, and Mimi, and it looks like we have a new accident on the east side.
Yeah, in fact, this one involves injury, so there's quite a bit of emergency gear headed over to the city's east side. Good morning from the Speedway Traffic Center. 21st Street and Post Road looks like maybe a little slowing there in the red along that stretch of east and westbound 21st Street. especially looks like westbound 21st Street headed on over towards Post Road. On the move this morning, checking out the drive ahead of you. Right now, it is a very foggy commute. It looks like a little better visibility as we roll down the city's east side, southbound 465, not far from the WFMS studios, headed on down towards Shadeland Avenue, 56th Street. And this does look a little better here on the city's east side from a little bit ago when we were making our rounds around 465. Ben and Julia.
Thanks, Mimi.
Well, if you're looking to get a little healthier, and let's face it, aren't we all? You might want to consider being a little nicer to yourself.
Still ahead, the big health benefits that kids are already seeing after sharing a kind word with themselves.
Shop from over 5,000 vehicles in one location at RaySkillmanCars.com. Search by make, model, or price. Buy with confidence from the dealer that sold over 25,000 new and used vehicles in 2018. RaySkillmanCars.com.
At Value City Furniture, we know great moments deserve great furniture. Shop the President's Day sale starting now with 20% off select styles. Plus, save even more with 10% off when you spend $9.99 or more store-wide. Only at Value City Furniture.
It's always a holiday at the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. Coming to the Horizon Convention Center in Muncie, February 9th and 10th. Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. Free parking too. Every day is a holiday at Ship Shawana on the Road.
We really wanted our first home to be special.
As soon as we drove through the Estridge neighborhood, we were like, wow.
All the different styles, the colors, the variety.
The open floor plans are great for entertaining.
We've got the pool, the gym, the tennis courts. We looked at existing homes, but then found Estridge could build us a new home with the floor plan we wanted and the features we wanted for a very similar price.
This really is the perfect home for us.
Schedule a model home tour now at Estridge.com/tour. Estridge Homes, different by design.
Here we are again, seeking answers to the same old questions.
24 hours after living through that horrific mass shooting.
Back-to-back devastation.
These helicopters looking for any body of water to make drops on that massive inferno.
The Home and Garden Show is open this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Shop, compare, and save big on everything home improvement. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Indiana Convention Center.
5,000 years of Chinese music and dance in one night. Incredible, groundbreaking, a cultural phenomenon. A must-see, Shen Yun. Coming to Butler Arts Center and Clues Memorial Hall, April 2nd and 3rd. Buy tickets now at shenyun.com/indie or call 844-99-SHOWS.
It's always a holiday at the Gift Food and Craft Marketplace, brought to you by Ship Shawana on the Road. Coming to the Horizon Convention Center in Muncie, February 9th and 10th. Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 5. Free parking too. Every day is a holiday at Ship Shawana on the Road.
We know what furniture means to you. That's why we created Happy Leather, just one of our new designer looks. Because great moments deserve great furniture. We are Value City Furniture, and we are going to be your new favorite furniture store.
Shop from over 5,000 vehicles in one location at RaySkillmanCars.com. Search by make, model, or price. Buy with confidence from the dealer that sold over 25,000 new and used vehicles in 2018. RaySkillmanCars.com.
Good morning, it's 6:23. You're watching Sunrise, and we're so glad you are. Did you know, Julia, we are just about 2 weeks away from the Academy Awards?
I know. I cannot believe this, and it seems like they still don't even know all the secrets that are going to come out because of the whole issue with not having a host.
Remember, there is no host. Yeah, Kevin Hart. That's the thing. So the question is, how's the show going to run?
I know.
Right?
That is the big question. And actually, what does it look like? It's been 30 years since the awards didn't have a host. And things got a bit strange when that was the case, by the way.
That's right. So instead of the opening monologue, there was an 11-minute-long musical number that opened the show at the Oscars 30 years ago. As you can see, it had dancers, singers, just about everything.
Yeah, it even had a strange musical duet between Rob Lowe and Snow White that received some mixed reactions. Check this out.
Lights keep on burning, candles keep on turning.
That's my biggest question.
Okay, I don't think it's that bad.
Really?
I think I'm embracing the corniness of it all, of course.
Okay, so critics not big fans of this award show. In fact, the New York Times Review wrote, the 61st Academy Awards ceremony began by creating the impression that there would never be a 60 seconds.
Famous actors like Julie Andrews and Paul Newman sent letters to the Academy blasting the entire show. Now, that doesn't mean it'll be the same this year.
So I was trying to figure out if all these dancers are actors, and I think they were. So there are some big blockbusters up for awards this year, like Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, and Remember the Star is Born. But there is also a lot of pressure on the producers for this year's show to make sure it's not a repeat of 30 years ago. Oh my gosh, I would want to have nothing to do with it.
They should recreate that act.
No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't.
Snow White, So Random with Rob Lowe. That's awesome. All right, well, here's something to brighten up your day. Turns out being kind to yourself can actually improve your health.
I believe this. Yeah, so a group of students in the UK participated in a round of self-compassion exercises. By the end of the session, their heart rates actually had dropped, and they showed a lower sweat response.
Yeah, researchers say that this can boost your immune system even and lower your risk of a heart attack. I know you do this before you come out and anchor Sunrise. You look yourself in the mirror. And you say, I'm Julia Moffat and I'm amazing.
You are good. You are kind. No, I don't.
I'm being serious. It probably would do some good,
probably would.
I think.
Let's try it tomorrow.
Okay, it sounds perfect. All right, for now, I'm going to read this tease. CBD oil popping up on shelves all across our state. But do you really know what you're buying?
Still ahead here at 6:30 this morning, the labeling issues many people are starting to run into and how to make sure the oil you have is exactly as advertised.
Shop from more than 1,200 flooring styles in stock and save over 50% every day at Floors to Your Home. Now through Saturday, get 3 rooms of hardwood flooring for only $3.59. Who saves you over 50% on top quality flooring? Floors to Your Home, that's who.
Get on your bike and ride. It's time for the 28th Annual Indiana Motorcycle Expo, February 15th through the 17th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Tons of gear and apparel for street, dirt, vintage, and custom motorcycles. Bikers Showcase, sponsored by Ride Safe Indiana. Tiny Tots Riding Experience. All the major manufacturers under one roof. Best of all, it's on the opening weekend of the Ford 65th Annual Indianapolis Boat Sport and Travel Show. One ticket gets you into both shows. Save money and buy tickets online at IndySportsShow.com.
Get your tickets today for the Indy Fuel home game this Friday night.
Be a part of the fun as we play Chuck-a-Chuck.
Tickets start at just $10. To get yours, visit IndyFuelHockey.com today.
Hi, Doug again from Long's Mattress. When folks visit Long's, they all have the same question.
Are these mattresses really as good as Doug says they are on TV?
When our people demonstrate the material Bowles uses and the material the national brands use, the answer becomes obvious. And then they compare the price, and it kind of becomes a no-brainer.
This is a much better mattress.
At a way better price.
So come on into any of our 9 Indy locations and let us demonstrate to you the Bowles difference. Long's Mattress. Everyday low prices, everyday honesty.
Some places think a family meal means one big dinner. Down home, everyone deserves a take-home plate. Church's Real Big Family Deal. 12 pieces of chicken and 2 large sides for $15. Full flavor, small price. Take that home. Church's, bringing that down-home flavor.
When redesigning the Honda HR-V LX and new Sport, we thought, why not make them adaptable? For big stuff and small stuff. And why not nimble? Tight corners kind of nimble. And why not smart? Not just street smart, tech smart. And why not end with a statement no one else can make? The redesigned HR-V.
Shop from more than 1,200 flooring styles in stock and save over 50% every day at Floors to Your Home. Now through Saturday, get 3 rooms of carpet installed with pad, now only $7.99. Who saves you over 50% on top quality flooring? Floors to Your Home, that's who.
They've reported from around the world and from America's home.
They were prepared to take bin Laden alive.
Covered wars, and they bring all of this to every story that breaks and every story that touches your heart.
Welcome to Today. Thanks for joining.
Good morning. We're coming up on 6:30. What you see is what you get. Fog, rain, and the potential for severe weather later today. And yes, it's February. Your forecast is coming up.
I'm Matt McCutcheon with new information. We're learning about the progress when it comes to that giant sinkhole on Meridian Street. The new information next.
How much was the little girl worth? How much were these young women worth?
A year after Larry Nassar was sentenced to decades in prison, survivors of his abuse are coming after USA Gymnastics. Why they're now taking the fight to bankruptcy court after filing more than 100 lawsuits against that Indianapolis group.
This is 13 Eyewitness News, Sunrise.
Check this out. Probably a sight many of us will see both today and tomorrow. Swollen creeks filled with to the brim, really, with rainwater.
Fishers Police Department sharing some video on their Facebook page reminding everyone to be careful near this kind of rising water. And, of course, the old saying, turn around, don't drown. Yeah, even as early as yesterday, we saw some issues out there with people that did get their cars stuck in flooded water, and we're not going to see this go down for a while.
Yeah, no, there's fog, there's rain. So here's a look at what we're dealing with right here in central Indiana. I mean, you can see it in these monitors. It's a big story. The fog is dense. The rain's coming down hard for a lot of you, and there are a whole lot of school delays out there this morning.
You said we're up to in the 60s.
66. Yeah, and we may add a little bit more, a few more to that. What a trifecta. Dense fog advisory, flood watch, and a slight risk for severe weather later on today. Okay, and I have one more. Yeah. And I don't want to give it away. Okay. But there's a 40-degree drop in temperatures from today to tomorrow.
Make it
50.
Are you 50. Serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. A 49-degree drop, so right around 50 degrees.
Could we give something positive right now?
Yeah, what do you have? What's good?
60.
I'm headed to Florida today.
Oh, and we're all for you.
But it will be 60 today, so hey, that's not too bad.
You know, here's what we've been talking about, Ben and Julia. This is a live look from the city of Westfield, where the visibility is at quarter mile right now, and a lot of you folks are going to be going out and just, I would say, really take it easy. Mimi has said if you can start late, do it, because this really is not going to improve. I think the fog situation actually may get a little worse between now and 8 a.m., then get better. Only quarter of a mile visibility in Indianapolis, Shelbyville, in Greensburg, Richmond, and Muncie. As we get a little bit closer, quarter of a mile visibility in Zionsville. And for many spots we've seen, especially in some of the outlying suburban areas, zero visibility this morning. We're warm for this time of year. 46 officially in Indianapolis. Seymour, you're already at 55, but rain is on the way. We've got this area of rain moving in from Lafayette to Crawfordsville, now near Danville and Avon. Some of these showers have been complete with heavy downpours of rain, and that's exactly what's happening in Terre Haute. In fact, lightning and thunderstorms there have prompted a slight risk for severe weather everywhere here today. We're going to get up to 62, but a meteoric drop tomorrow. I'll have more on that right now. And, you know, one of the issues with this rain is filling in these hundreds of potholes. And Matt McCutcheon, I don't know if anybody's going to get any work done with that today.
Yeah, Chuck Lofton, that is the bad news. Crews will not be able to repair those potholes today, but some good news, they are able to make a repair on this giant sinkhole you see right here along Meridian Street. The good news is it's going to be done sooner than expected. Out here live, you can see police still in front of it, still blocking off, and some fog as well here, a major concern for the morning commute. DPW leaders say, however, despite this weather, they're making good progress. In fact, they might be able to get that road back open tomorrow. Now, this formed suddenly this week near Meridian and 42nd Streets here in the city's near north side. Northbound lanes have been blocked off during this emergency repair, although drivers can still get through on the southbound side. As you can imagine, it makes the commute here a little slow. Now, they were expected to get a concrete truck in here Wednesday to fill more of that hole, where crews have been able to make this repair in the rain. They're not able to do that with the potholes, so they'll be holding off on the potholes and will instead be going around the city to make sure that storm drains are clear, they're able to flow, because they don't want that water to back up and create any issues on the road. So DPW crews definitely busy with both that, and then once the weather dries up, hopefully tomorrow or into the weekend, they'll be able to tackle those pothole issues. So maybe quite a mess here for the commute, especially with that fog, and it was a major concern.
Yeah, I traveled that earlier this morning, and it's hard to see that police car until you get right up on it. I'm glad they're there this morning, assisting with that southbound one lane that is open. We do have an accident up north of 56th Street and Lafayette Road, also over on the city's east side near 21st Street and Post Road. So be careful. Traffic is picking up there along 56th Street in this area near Lafayette Road. As we take a look at a foggy commute down on the city's south side, we are in Drive Cam traveling from the Speedway Traffic Center. We're moving westbound 465 coming up on I-65 down on the city's south side, traveling through this area. We've been noticing some crews working here this week, and I would guess with the fog, probably not going to be out there this morning, but still use care if you're going to be traveling the opposite direction here, moving eastbound 465 to northbound 465 down around the Beech Grove Water Tower. We're keeping track of your travels. Give yourself a little bit of extra time for that Thursday drive. Ben and Julia.
Yeah, I got the fog, the rain, everything out there. Mimi, thanks a lot.
Well, today, survivors of Larry Nassar's sexual abuse are standing together once again, calling now for accountability from Indy-based USA Gymnastics.
Believe it or not, it's now been more than a year since the disgraced doctor was sentenced to up to 175 years in prison for that sexual abuse. And since then, USAG has gone through a lot of upheavals, including resignations from presidents and leaders within the company.
They also recently filed for bankruptcy. But survivors of Nassar's abuse say this is just a way for USAG to draw out the lawsuits they're facing.
Alyssa's covering this for us this morning. She's live from the federal courthouse with how some of those survivors are making their voices heard in the courtroom today. Hey, Alyssa.
Ben, Julia, good morning. Two survivors, Rachel Denhollander and Sarah Klein. Both of them are expected to be inside of this building here in Indy later on this afternoon. So Rachel was the first woman to publicly accuse Larry Nassar of sexual abuse, and Sarah was Nassar's first known victim. You might also remember Sarah's face from the ESPY Awards. You know, she's on the left, in the black dress, front and center with Aly Raisman. Together, Rachel and Sarah plan to just fire off questions at USAG and federal bankruptcy court. You know, and they know what they're doing too, because they're both attorneys, but they'll also have John Manley by their side. He's the man who's representing more than 180 survivors of Nassar's abuse. So let's take you back a little bit. A couple months ago, you might remember hearing about how USAG filed for bankruptcy. So that was back in December. So USAG faces more than 100 lawsuits just filed in courts all across the country. These lawsuits were filed by 350 survivors who blame USAG for failing to supervise Nassar. And there's, you know, also been some criticism from survivors who believe the bankruptcy is a tactic by USAG to delay the inevitable. Back out here live, this hearing is scheduled to start at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, we're going to have a crew there, and we'll send you any kind of important updates straight from the courtroom. Back to you in the studio.
Alyssa, thank you.
Well, negotiations continue in our nation's capital over the president's border wall demands.
Time is quickly running out, though, for Congress to really come up with a spending bill solution before the deadline, which is next Friday. Right now, Democrats say they're not willing to offer any money for that $5.7 billion wall.
So really, there's no guarantee that the president will play ball if lawmakers don't strike a deal. But the White House says they're willing to give Congress a chance. The president is heading to the border on Monday for a rally in El Paso, Texas.
And back here at the State House, a bill to increase bus stop safety is making some big progress. The push for the new bill comes after that deadly bus stop crash in northern Indiana near Rochester. For reference, that's about an hour and a half straight north of Indianapolis. 3 siblings were hit and killed after a truck driver reportedly blew through the bus caution arm and hit them. Lawmakers came up with a new bill to stiffen penalties for people driving recklessly near buses. It would suspend someone's license for 3 months if they were caught, and would also allow for thousands of dollars in fines against repeat offenders. That bill just passed a Senate committee vote unanimously. Well, CBD oil is quickly becoming a booming market, with sales expected to reach $22 billion in the next 3 years.
Yeah, here's the thing, though, with everyone really jumping on the bandwagon for this, there are some problems that keep popping up. First one, some products claim to help cure problems or even prevent symptoms, but those claims are all largely unfounded.
And the FDA says it is going after companies making those claims. The other big issue is CBD appearing in your food or your drinks.
And that is illegal, but the rules are largely really going unforced.
Yeah, the third major problem is misleading labels that promise you a higher amount of CBD oil than really what the product actually provides. Experts say the best way to avoid the problem, look for brands that have been properly tested.
Make sure that the product has been third-party lab tested so that you are actually getting a product that will contain what the bottle says it is.
Our 13 Investigates team has done a lot of digging on CBD oil here in Indiana specifically, including the effort to clean up its legal status in the state. To see all of their articles and background on the oil, just go to WTHR/CBD.
6:39, and we have a lot of school delays, more than 60 right now. Chuck, I'm guessing it's because of this thick fog.
And it really is thick, and you add to that now rain moving into the area, so we've got a lot of cloud cover on a low beam day. The visibility at Indianapolis International right now, nothing. We've got your forecast coming up.
And when your kids get out of school, do you know exactly where they're at?
I can always locate him right away and know right where he's at, how far away from the house that he is, if I need to go get him in the car or if he's close enough to walk.
Coming up next on Sunrise, we're going to show you apps for your smartphone that can let you know where your kids are located and how you can contact them immediately.
At Hendricks Digital Health, we have a great team. We have physicians who are exceptional in sports medicine, physical therapists and athletic trainers.
Physical therapy plays a huge role in what I do.
And we collaborate back and forth. There's a true connection between the patient and the therapist and the patient and the physician. To see them succeed pain-free, it's a privilege to help them achieve that.
At Hendricks, we always have the patient's best interest in mind.
Don't let pain stop you. Request an appointment at hendricks.org/beactive.
There are certain decisions you make in life that come down to trust and to feel good about those decisions. You make them with people you found to be trustworthy. At Williams Comfort Air, we know that choosing a heating and cooling system for your home is one of those decisions. So we do everything we can to make you feel good about it, like guaranteeing every job we do will be done right. So when you need to make a decision, turn to the experts you trust at Williams Comfort Air.
Reports indicate medical errors are a leading cause of death in the United States. Medical malpractice harms patients. When people have suffered a significant injury or loss from malpractice, they have questions. Could this have been prevented? If I don't speak up, will there be others? What do I do next? At Baker & Gilchrist, we'll shed some light on the subject and help you answer those questions. Call now for a free consultation. You pay no fee unless we recover on your behalf. Baker & Gilchrist, leading you through the law.
Dense fog and rain. How much? A lot today. In fact, many of you will see 1.5 to 3 inches of rain just this afternoon. Slight risk for severe weather and a dense fog advisory. We're back in minutes.
Hey, Indy! America's greatest hot rod tradition is back. The O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. Presented by Ray Skillman Auto Group. February 8th through 10th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. See the wildest hot rods and customs. Plus, meet NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Jr. is in the house. WWE superstar Roman Reigns. And Counts Customs Horny Mike. The O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. Presented by Ray Skillman Auto Group. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summit Racing Equipment Show Car Series.
At Weekends Only, it's special buys by the truckload season. Score sectionals for way less season. Steal of the deal season. Surprise find season. Specially priced sofa season. 60% or more off season. Store-wide markdown season. Sure looks expensive, but it's not season. Stop what you're doing and shop season. And for a limited time, it's sell-off season. With 0% financing, you'll get the best value that beats any sale. But quantities are super limited, so shop online now or in-store this weekend at Weekends Only.
With the kids grown and out of the house, we just didn't need all that space.
But we still wanted room for everyone to come and visit and be comfortable.
All the Estridge homes are gorgeous, but we really just fell in love with the ranch.
It's the perfect size for us. Better use of space, it's very functional, and you can personalize it.
The quality's phenomenal, and if something does come up, there's a 2-year warranty.
It really feels like a custom home.
Schedule a model home tour now at Estridge.com/tour. Estridge Homes, different by design.
Get custom winter weather alerts with the Live Doppler 13 weather app.
Well, good morning. It is 6:43. Welcome here to Sunrise. You know Google's traffic app Waze? Do you know what Waze is? Do you use it?
I don't use it, no, but
Okay.
I'm familiar.
Well, good, because they're in trouble this morning. You know why? It's actually showing drivers where police are setting up DUI checkpoints.
This is all under a ruse that they're doing something good for you.
I know.
But so the app is like a crowdsourced GPS navigation system, so people can report closed roads or backups on the app, and then that lets other drivers know what's going on.
And that's good, but the thing is, some people are using the app to report those DUI checkpoints, warning other drivers essentially to avoid those areas if you've been drinking. So New York police have sent a warning letter to the company telling them to delete that feature immediately.
I think they should. I mean, that is
yeah.
All right, well, keeping our kids safe, #1 priority for all parents, of course, and new technology is lending a hand.
That's right. So there are now smartphone apps to let you find your kids, covertly listen to what's going on around them, and actually control your kids' smartphone. Carlos is here to explain, and this is all for a good cause. I mean, it might sound creepy initially, Carlos, but this is all about their safety.
Right. You have to know where your kids. This is my back in my day, Mo. Back in my, when
It's
I got
okay.
on my,
Go with it.
When I got on my bike, my parents had no idea where I was at. You're free. Younger adults in their 20s probably remember a time talking on their cell phones all night long in their rooms without their parents knowing about it. Well, today there are smartphone apps that allow your parents to control the kids' smartphones, turn it off if they want to, and to locate their children 24 hours a day.
If I'm in danger, then I could just send an alarm and text her real quick.
8-year-old Gage Tackett is talking about the Chat with Parents app on his phone, which links to the Find My Kids app on his grandmother's phone.
This just gives me peace of mind of always knowing where he's at.
The Find My Kids GPS tracker feature allows Gage to venture beyond his grandmother's line of sight.
This way I don't have to text 5 parents before I find him. I know right where he's at all times.
And the SOS feature alerts Chastity that something may be wrong, and she can not only talk to Gage, but hear what's going on around Gage without him even knowing it.
He can hit the SOS, and I can, listen to the surroundings, so I know if it's something as simple as he has had a bike accident and he needs me to come and help him, and I can, let him know, hey babe, I'm on my way, I got your message.
Gage feels safer with the SOS feature as well.
Well, it feels good because then I can just send an alarm to my grandma, and she knows where if I'm in trouble or where I am, so she can go pick me up.
And Grandma never has to hear the excuse, well, I couldn't call you because my cell phone died.
He plays his music on his phone, so if it's getting to where it's low, I can get into my app, open my app, and shut his music off or shut off any app that's draining his battery, and then send him a message, hey, get home, you need to put your phone on the charger.
For Chastity, the Find My Kids app was well worth the $35 spent.
He's getting to the age where I have to give him a little more leeway of doing things on his own, so this helps me feel good about doing that.
Now, there are actually free versions of that app that you can try out, and then you can upgrade to the $35 one. So you can test it out for free for a while.
Sure.
But you can also turn off, so you can see when Gage is on his phone at night, and she can turn it off remotely.
Wow,
okay,
I knew you would.
so he can go to bed. That's a great thing. There's also Gizmo watches through Verizon Wireless, and you can see some of these watches. We have some pictures of them, and these are little trackers for your kids as well. And they have phones on them, and they come in really cool colors. Now they're kind of expensive. The ones from Verizon that I saw were around $180.
Okay.
But they're a great way to connect and with your kids, and also to GPS track your kids as well.
Because it's like a speakerphone. I mean, you can talk to your kids, you can locate them with a GPS the same way you could with that app, right, Carlos?
Exactly. Okay. And so there are people here at WTHR who have those phones as well. But that's the thing.
You're still here, by the way.
Exactly. Oh, wait, hold on.
Hello.
That's technology we can't understand, which is our cameras. But it's one of those things where you mentioned the creep factor.
Right.
I think that people want their privacy, but as far as kids go, I think you understand this.
Sure.
Where you want to know where your kids are at all times.
Great, like the safety features you've had here over the last couple of days to keep our family safe.
Julia,
well done.
I'm going to find your dogs, your keys, and your kids for you, all right?
I'm never losing
that purse. All right, good stuff. Yeah, and you might want to keep track of the kids on a day like today. 2-hour delays out there, Chuck. Over 65 of them right now because of this rain and all the fog.
Yeah, we've just had a little bit of everything during the course of the day at 6:48, and this is a look at our dense fog advisory that's in place. And if you've not been out, folks, visibility between 0 and a half miles throughout much of central Indiana. But, excuse me, the fog is being replaced by the rain. And let me tell you, it is coming down hard to the west of Indianapolis. This is I-70, that whole corridor, Greencastle into Brazil and Terre Haute, very heavy rain. You're talking about an inch an hour with these downpours. In the metro, most of the rain that we now have is pretty light in nature, although there's a heavier cell right over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I-65, that drive is wet all the way to Chicago from Indianapolis. And I-65, you're talking about a wet drive all the way to Louisville with heavy rain now around Bedford. But the visibility is just awful in spots. We now have 66 school delays with visibility ranging between 0.5 miles throughout our entire viewing area. That will be replaced by heavy rain and storms and a slight risk for severe weather. And how about this? Tomorrow, wind chills will be below 0. That's right. And this kind of shows the whole picture. 46 here, 7 below in Bismarck, and that cold air is trying to push. So what that does is ahead of the front, it draws the moisture up. And that's why I think we're going to get a lot of rain today. By the time the kids are coming home from school, yes, it will be raining. Yes, they need a raincoat. 62 for an incredible high. But take a look at this. Just about 4 hours after we reach 62, we'll drop 22 degrees. So as the Pacers host the Clippers tonight, I do think we'll shut off the faucet, but the temperatures are going to drop. In fact, while you're going to that game, if you're going, between the tip-off and the end of the game, the temperature will drop 13 degrees, which is amazing. Now, because of this dynamic in the atmosphere, a slight risk for severe weather, and that's just about all of you. From Lafayette up to Kokomo and then everything south, I do think the biggest threats are flooding. We have a flood watch and the potential for heavy downpours of rain with lightning, and some of our models are showing a chance for some hail. This is what we're expecting, about 1.5 inches in the metro to perhaps 3 inches of rain in our far southern counties today. This is a look at later on this morning. This will be at about 8 o'clock. Notice these pockets of heavy rain that can produce 1/2 inch or 1 inch of rain an hour. This is 10 o'clock, so the whole morning rush hour is going to be wet and foggy, folks. The fog advisory is in effect until 8 a.m. When the kids are coming home from school, many of you start coming home from work, the rain falls, and then look at this clear line. It'll occur at 8 o'clock. And everything goes down from that as this cold air moves in from the north. 62 today, 13 degrees tomorrow morning, and Friday's high, 22. That's 40 degrees cooler than today, Ben and Julia.
I do not like it. Thanks,
You
Chuck.
along with many others, I'm sure. Well, this was a parent's nightmare over in Ohio as more than a dozen kids were rushed to the hospital after accidentally eating some marijuana candy at school.
Yeah, so stay tuned for the Today Show. The team is digging into the school's response and how it could have ended much worse.
Limited visibility, now rain, not a good combination for your morning commute. I'll have more coming up on The Drive in when Sunrise continues.
A mother with stage 4 cancer denied treatment by her insurance.
You hope to not need it, but when you need it, it's supposed to be there. It's not right.
That's when 13 Investigates got involved and helped her fight to get the care she was prescribed.
Why expose them to a higher risk when there's an equally effective treatment available?
Sandra Chapman with the 3 things you can do to get what your doctor ordered. That's why you need to watch. Tonight at 6 on 13 Eyewitness News.
Ray Skillman Mitsubishi. Get 0% for 72 months on an Eclipse Cross plus $1,000 cash back. Or get $4,500 off a new Outlander at 3 great locations, south, east, and west, or at RaySkillmanMitsubishi.com.
Riverview Health, we focus on you so you can focus on what matters most.
Monster Jam. Brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile and BKT Tires. The fun begins at the pit party. Get your $15 pit party pass at monsterjam.com today. Lucas Oil Stadium this Saturday and Sunday, February 9th and 10th.
Hi, Doug again from Long's Mattress. When folks visit Long's, they all have the same question.
Are these mattresses really as good as Doug says they are on TV?
When our people demonstrate the material Bowles uses and the material the national brands use, the answer becomes obvious. And then they compare the price, and it kind of becomes a no-brainer.
This is a much better mattress.
At a way better price.
So come on into any of our 9 Indy locations and let us demonstrate to you the Bowles difference. Long's Mattress. Everyday low prices, everyday honesty.
Her fiance wants to fight crime as Batman.
There is no Batman. It's a cartoon character.
New Dr. Phil.
Watch Dr. Phil today at 4 on Channel 13.
At Taylor Home Improvement, we install a custom roof system tailored to your home. We stand behind our work with a 50-year guarantee on materials and 25 years on labor. The right job, the right products, done the right way. You can count on Taylor.
Your favorite restaurants now deliver with DoorDash. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're hungry for. It doesn't even matter how many you are. Restaurants come to you. Delicious at your door. Download DoorDash. First order, no delivery fee.
Race Gilman Mitsubishi. Get 0% for 72 months on an Eclipse Cross plus $1,000 cash back. Or get $4,500 off a new Outlander at 3 great locations, south, east, and west, or at racegilmanmitsubishi.com.
.654, welcome back to Sunrise. Folks, what you see is what you get out there. This is kind of a brutal day for fog. This is a live look at Westfield where the visibility is a quarter mile. Added to that now, the rain that we promised is coming in for the morning rush hour, especially heavy right here around Terre Haute, where we're talking about rain coming in at a ½ an inch to an inch an hour. Although most of the rain is light, we're going to have a fog advisory right now until 8 o'clock, and then a chance for severe weather later today, slight risk of severe weather. 62 today with fog and thunderstorms, 13 tonight, 22 tomorrow. And, Mimi, we have 66 schools on the 2-hour delay this morning.
Wow. We can believe that with the way that things look out there this morning. Good morning from the Speedway Traffic Center. Really, despite the conditions that we're seeing out there this morning, we're in pretty good shape. We haven't had any major interstate problems. Don't want to jinx things. Here's a live look if you're getting ready to travel out of Brownsburg this morning. 74, 267, definitely limited visibility in this area. Of course, I'll be here throughout the Today Show.
And you'll be busy, I bet, Mimi. Thank you very much. And now's a good time to download our 13 weather app. It has street-level zoom. It is completely customizable. You can even look at the animated radar as well. The best part is it is free in the App Store.
And here's another great thing to get you going this morning. Cher coming to town.
Sing it, Julia.
You have a chance to win free tickets. We have all the Instagram contest information. It's going on right now. Just like the post, tag a friend, and we'll pick a winner on Monday.
That's right. I don't feel like I should say anything. You two need to take it because this is your day. Weather and traffic.
Oh, wow. We'll see you during the Today Show and on 95.5 WFMS.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Terry Lee Hyundai on Highway 37 in Noblesville.
Prevention is the key to a healthy life and lifestyle. But understanding which tests you need and the costs involved can be overwhelming. WTHR and St. Vincent want to help you be proactive.